Well, that wasn't a welcoming sight to the first or the second half, informal second half of the season, as the Leafs lose 6-3 to the Dallas Stars. And yikes. You know what? It was a bad first period, but every moment after that, the Leafs played better than the Stars in my eyes. I mean, arguably, when you're up 5-1 after the first period, you don't need to start piling on the goals even more. So you play more defensive. Makes sense. I'm not going to talk about their goals. Tyler Bozak scored his 13th to cut to 3-1 early in the game, assisted by JVR and Marner, of course. And then they scored to make it 4-1, then 5-1. Then second period rolls around. Nikita Soshnikov scored his third of the year, assisted by Matt Martin. Soshnikov, okay. Got a couple goals in his last little bit, okay. And then Jason Spezza scored, of course. And then Mitch Marner later, or midway through the second, trying to keep the Leafs' hope alive, made it a 6-3 game with his 12th of the year, assisted by Nazem Kadri and Nikita Zaitsev. Tough first period. Abysmal first period, if I may add. I mean, it was a garbage first period. 3 goals on 8 shots for Freddie Andersen. He was gone like that. That might have been a mercy pulling. He didn't do that. He didn't look that great. But it was also a performance of the team didn't look good at all in that first period, whether it was Freddie or it was McElhinney. They all looked bad. You know, and when they scored the goal to make it 3-1, we're thinking, okay, all right, 3 goals is easy for the Leafs. Now it's only 2 goals with 2 periods to go. Easy, let's do it. And then they score 1 to make it 4-1, and it's just 5-1. Ugh, it's pretty much over at that point. So, what else can we say about this? It was a really bad start to the second half of the year. Really. I mean, it's a game that you got to look at and say, okay, if we're going from a whole grand scheme of things of not just the first period but all 3 periods, the Leafs absolutely destroyed the Dallas Stars, 42-20 in shots. Dallas only had 8 shots in the second period to 0 in the third. But I mean, they were at a point where they're like, you know, we don't really need more goals, so we don't need to just pile on the shots. We need to play more defensive. It makes sense. If you're thinking of a great positive out of this one, the Leafs were 62% on the face-off dot, so they looked really good tonight in the draws. But other than that, it wasn't very good. It was a game where you're like, okay, well, we've seen a few of these this year where the Leafs absolutely get throttled overall, you know, and down 5-1 after 1, you got throttled. We've seen a few of these, the Tampa game, the LA game, we've seen a few of those. Let's see if they can bounce back. That's all we can do, right? This is a team where we just watch and we're learning. We make the playoffs? Oh, that's amazing. We don't? What did we expect to start the year? I want this team to make the playoffs because, heck, if they can get in, you never know what can happen once you get into the playoffs. You never really know. Remember, and I'm bringing up the Leafs against Boston because of one reason. The Leafs, coming into that, could never beat the Bruins. They could never beat them. It was an abysmal. Everyone's thinking, oh, it's going to be a 4-game sweep. Maybe the Leafs will win 1. The Leafs forced them to 7 and should have won it. So you never know what happens in the playoffs. All the Leafs got to do is find a way to get in. You know, and they play a lot of games coming up. They play a ridiculous amount. You know, we're not even at the 50-game mark, and other teams are at 52 and 51. So, you know, let's just play it game by game, right? And the Leafs have an off day tomorrow because they travel to St. Louis to take on the Blues. Now, it's not going to be an easy game. You know, the St. Louis is a very good team. They're having a tough year this year for some reason. They're not playing well of late, heading into the break. So, what can the Leafs do? The Leafs had a few games. You know, they miss Morgan Rielly. You can clearly see that. If they can find a way to get Rielly back, I think this team has a very good chance of starting to get back in the winning ways. I think he is coming back against St. Louis. I think that's what they said. Fine by me. Give him the extra days. We took the loss today. It hurts, but you know what? Having a healthy Rielly is what this team needs. Why bring him back 1 game earlier to let him get hurt again, possibly for a longer term? It just doesn't make sense, right? It just doesn't make sense. That's why you wait, because you know you have the off day the next day, and that's the travel day. So we can get Riley back in St. Louis. Freddie can bounce back. We can get the win. We're right back in it, right? And you're still on the road, and then you go to Boston, the team you're fighting for with that playoff spot. It's a big opportunity for this team. So, I mean, it's not going to be easy to beat Boston in Boston, but you never really know. That's why we watch these games. Did we expect the Leafs to get blown out tonight? I don't think we expected that. We expected maybe the slugfest because both teams score a ridiculous amount of goals, but we didn't know what to expect. That's why we watch these games, you know. And it hurts to watch this team go down 5-1, and you see the fight in them. We didn't see them quit at all, and I think that's what I love about this team. Previous Leaf teams, they're down 3-1, they're down 4-1, whatever, they're down 5-1, they're done. Maybe 8-1 by the end of the game. And they might get a few more shots. It might be an abysmal game. But this team never quit. 6-3 is not a great score, but it could have been a lot worse. I think we can all just agree with that. It could have been really, really bad. 5-1 after one, heck, it could have been even worse. That's why we got to look at it. I'm trying to be positive. A 6-3 loss, first game back, where the Leafs usually fall off the cliff. I mean, it's scary, but I'm trying to stay calm, trying to say this is a new regime. Let's keep it going, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video, hey, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. If you guys haven't hit it already, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot when you guys hit that. It shows me the real love, and it shows me you guys like the content. That really means a lot to me. Comment down below what you guys thought of this game, the first period. Freddie, the fight back. What do you guys think? And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night, Raptors edition, as they're in Boston to take on the Celtics. Ooh, that's going to be a big one right there. And also Thursday night, Leafs edition, Leafs, Blues. It's a 9 o'clock puck trap, another late one. We'll see you guys then.